to my channel. This is the Nomadic Goddess, and I am Jasmine. This is going to be a bi-weekly reading for the sign of Capricorn for the weeks of January 29th through February 12th. Now, you don't just solely have to be a Capricorn Sun. You can be a Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Mercury. And just because I said it's for the weeks of January 29th through February 12th does not mean it is solely for that time. It is for whenever you stumble across my channel and decide to hit play. Because this is a general reading, you shouldn't take everything with you. If the shoe fits, lace it up, find a matching pair, and travel well. If it does not fit, leave it. There is no need to carry messages that do not ring true for you. I am clairaudient. That means that the divine, whether you want to call it source, the universe, God, along with your higher self, your guides, and your ancestors that are for your highest good, they send me messages via songs, bits and pieces of movies, or books that I've read. Now, the songs, they do get stuck in my head, and I do sing them. The only issue is I cannot sing. So, if you guys can handle my horrible singing and my tone deafness, then enjoy. Discover something new about yourself, and don't be afraid to dive deep. All right, with that said, let's get started, Capricorns. What messages do we have for Capricorns? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 29th through February 12th. What messages do we have for Capricorns? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Mercury. What messages do we have for Capricorns? What messages do we have for Capricorns for the weeks of January 29th to February 12th? What messages are for my Cappies? We have fish. Nope. Earthworm. Ooh. Turtle. Messages do we have for Capricorn, Sun, Rising, Venus, and Mercury? What messages do we have for Capricorns for the weeks of January 29th to February 12th? What messages do we have for Capricorns? Ooh, lizard. Horse. I am not taking all of these cards one at a time, please. What messages do we have? Oh. Then we have Gazelle. Last but not least, Bat. All right. messages do we have for Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 29th through February 5th? What messages do we have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Mercury? What messages do we have for my Cappies? What messages do we have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 29th to February 12th? Alright, what messages do we have for Cappies? Cappies. These messages, one at a time, please. Thank you. What messages do we have for Capricorns? We have abundance flowing in. Abundance. What messages do we have for Capricorns? The only constant thing is change. Okay. Ooh, pregnancy. Ooh. Daddy issues. What messages do we have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Mercury for the weeks of January 29th to February 12th. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no. Not taking all of these one card at a time, please. Alright. So a little quick shuffle. Here we go. One more time. Thank you. Wait, what messages do we have for Capricorns? Ooh, put a spell on you. Okay. What messages do we have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Mercury? What messages do we have for Capricorns? Your magical ass being act accordingly. Right. What messages do we have for Capricorns? Thank you. Give a little, get a little. What message do we have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 29th through February 12th? What messages do we have for Capricorns? Said I'm the hex girl, said I'm good, but it's gone. don't know if any of you used to watch Scooby-Doo growing up, but the song that I was just singing comes from a Scooby-Doo movie. I think it's Scooby-Doo and the Hex Girls or something like that. And one of my faves, being honest. It's one of my faves. Alright, what messages do we have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising Venus, and Mercury? Ooh, you are giving your power away. Okay. What messages do we have for Capricorns? What messages do we have for Capricorns? Put the fucking phone down. Okay. What messages do... Oh. Ask a fucking expert. Oh. Take a fucking trip. Oh, I'm not taking all these. One card at a time, please. Oh. Don't fucking force it. What messages do we have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising Venus, and Mercury for the weeks of January 29th to February 12th? What messages? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I just told y'all I wasn't playing 52 card pick-up with y'all. Oh my goodness. Alright, we have make better fucking choices. Alright, I'm just gonna do a quick shuffle because there was a lot of cards to fall out. And last time. Alright. What messages do we have for Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Mercury? One card. One card, please. Uno más. Por favor. Thank you. Gracias. You are the best thing to ever happen to you. Alright, Cappies. Let's get started. Sorry, I wish you guys could see how the incense was just burning just now. I'm currently burning dragon's blood. But it's like the smoke's split into like two, and one's going like really, really fast, and then the other one is like just flowing. And it's kind of cool looking, if I must say myself. It's kind of cool looking. All right, with the fish card, my fish card, and some of you may have water because you have the fish and the turtle card, and some of you may have air with the lizard and the gazelle. Oh no, sorry, with the lizard and the gazelle, which is fire, and the bat, which is air. Some of you may have those in your chart somewhere. All right, with the fish card, you may have Pisces in your chart somewhere. Maybe like a Pisces Venus or a Pisces Rising. I'm hearing those specific two placements: Pisces, Venus, and Pisces Rising. But with the fish card is always my lost in the sauce card, my just wandering around aimlessly and don't know which way is up. Like it's lost in the current. It's also a reminder that you guys need to change and shift your focus. With the Earthworm card. Oh, sorry. No, going back to the fish card. Some of you also may be dwelling too much on the past. You may be feeling nostalgic, or because there is something that is calling you to pay attention to the past. And something that you may have to revisit. It could be a relationship. or some form of trauma. But if you find yourself constantly thinking about the past, it's because there's something there that your attention is being brought to. And something that you need to heal from or forgive yourself for. With the Earthworm card, my Earthworm card is my shy, hesitant, and whenever I see the Earthworm card, it's always my kind of sort of reluctant to share your inner wisdom. For some of you, the Earthworm means that you guys are like an infinite well of wisdom. Especially for those of you who have been called like old souls, like since you were younger, like you're really like you're just, I'm hearing you're ahead of your time. So for those of you who have been called ahead of your time, or just like old souls, the Earthworm card is you guys have like this infinite well of wisdom. And because I guess maybe it's because of for some of you it could be your age. For others of you, you could not. Jesus, I don't know how to talk. For others of you, it could be that you feel like you're not intelligent enough. But that's why you're holding back on sharing what you know, or what your thoughts. But I say go for it. I say absolutely go for it. And you may sound stupid or slow to others. Or not even stupid or slow. You may sound like out of this world. But the people who understand you and feel you and understand and can comprehend what you're saying or what you're trying to say, they will 100% back you up. And for those of you who are worrying about being embarrassed, for the people who are meant to understand you absolutely will understand you, hands down, without a shadow of a doubt. But the people who don't understand you, it's because they haven't done their work where they've met themselves to understand what you're trying to say to them, and two, they lack the depth to understand you. So a lot of the times, for me personally, I feel like people can only understand you as deeply as they understand themselves. And a lot of the times people really don't understand themselves that well because they don't want to face all the parts of themselves, all the intricate details of themselves, their shadow, their light side, their shadow side. They don't want to dwell within their subconscious to understand themselves. So what happens is they understand themselves at a basic, shallow level. And then they carry that understanding with them and project it on other people. So if people who you thought would understand you, who you thought would get you, are starting to not get you, are starting to not resonate with you, or kind of sort of whatever you're saying, they kind of look at you like you're crazy, let them. That just means that they are not meant to travel with you on this new phase of your journey. The turtle card. A lot of people, it's turtle card is water element. But it's also earth as well, because turtles, just like frogs, spend half their life in water, half their life on land, on the earth. So that means that they're very, very grounded, or they have the potential to be very, very grounded in their emotional body, in their emotional home, as I heard. And it's funny that I heard that emotional home is because the turtle card also represents being and feeling home within oneself. And I feel like for some of you who have accepted that you just are extremely wise and you just know things. For some of you, maybe clairvoyant, like you just know things. You've accepted that, and you're getting a deeper you're coming into a deeper understanding with the tarot card. For some of you, for those of you who understand, understand, and are stepping into who you are, you're starting to build this new foundation of being more at home within yourself. With the Lizard card, some of you guys need to slow down and don't react or don't respond on an instinctual impulse. Because I'm literally hearing slow down. Yeah, I'm hearing slow down, and slow and steady wins the race. And for some of you, the lizard card also represents, because lizards are really, really sensitive to like extreme temperatures. It's also, it's also confirmation that some of you may just be clairvoyant, because the lizard card energy in this deck says that lizards are extremely sensitive, and it's kind of sort of like they have this sixth sense of just knowing. Especially when someone's lying to you. I'm here. Like, you know when someone's, like, you can feel it. Like, you just know. Some of you need to do some emotional work. So, because you're so sensitive right now, like, you're feeling everything. And some of you actually need to start grounding and centering yourself. So the way I ground is I envision roots coming out from the bottom of my feet when I'm in meditation. And then the way I center is I literally just focus on my breath, and then I focus on it until I start feeling energy around my navel area, and I do it for like 4 or 6 counts, depending on how long I have. And once you start learning, or once you learn what works for you, especially with grounding and centering, you guys will be able to traverse through the energy way more efficiently and effectively. Because right now you're feeling everything, and you're picking up energy from everything and everybody, and you're thinking and you're assuming that it's your energy, but it's not. It's the energy from your surroundings. Especially if you live in like an apartment building, I'm feeling like you're picking up energy from people like 3 floors or 4 floors above you. And for those of you who aren't on the first floor, I'm feeling like you guys are picking up 3 or 4 floors above you, 3 or 4 floors on both sides of you, and 3 or 4 floors below you. So that's a lot of energy to be picking up on. It's a lot of energy, especially if they have children and animals with them. That's a lot of collective energy that you're just taking in and carrying with you. Grounding will absolutely help you guys, and centering will absolutely help you guys too, with recognizing what's your energy and what's not your energy. And the more you guys become aware of your feelings and who you are, it's going to become easier to feel like what is yours and what's not yours. With the Horse card, another Earth energy card. The Horse card is my spirituality and practicality card. But it's also a great moment. Like, it's like a moving forward and a momentum card. Whenever I see the horse card, it's like my stable momentum. It's like not like it's not like fleeting like the firefly, or slow like a tortoise. I'm hearing it's more of like a steady, reliable momentum or form of momentum. Whenever I see the horse card, I think of the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is very, very slow, but it's steady, it's dedicated, and it's reliable. You'll know when you tap into horse energy, if you'll know if it's unbalanced, when you start feeling like weak, or when you start feeling like you're on unstable ground. That's when you know you need to bring it into balance, or when you start wanting to escape or run away from things. Whenever you feel that way, just work out. Working out, I feel like for a lot of you, especially if you're like in the gym and you're lifting weights, working out does wonders for you. It's like your form of grounding, it's like your form of anchoring, and it's like your form of coming back to yourself. With the Gazelle card, the Gazelle is my grace card. Like, every time I see the Gazelle card, I think of like watching Nat Geo, and just watching a lion like chase after a gazelle, and no matter how fast the gazelle is running or how many lions it's chasing after it, how graceful the gazelle still looks. Like, it could literally fall face forward and get back up and still look like and still look so graceful. But my Gazelle card is a heightened awareness and vulnerable. It's like whenever I see the Gazelle card, it's like I feel like they're like the gazelle is like the ballerina of the animal kingdom. They're like hyper aware of their, but the gazelles are also hyper aware of their surroundings. So they could be like grazing, and then they hear like the tiniest flick of a stone, and their like heads are popping up. Like, what was going on? Like, what was that? What's going on? Who is here? Like, is it a lion? Is it something that's trying to eat us that could possibly eat me? Like, what is it? But this also could be your downfall for you guys, or especially if you're over observant, because then that means you're so busy paying attention to your surrounding area and what's going on in your surroundings that you are actually forgetting to enjoy yourself. So if you're at a concert and you're like, yo, I need to know where the exits are all the time, like what's going on, like what's that person doing over there, why that guy got his hands in his pockets all the time, like. So if you're constantly focusing on your surroundings and what's going on in surroundings, you're not able to enjoy what's going on, what's actually going on. Whether it's spending time with your kids, spending time with your wife or girlfriend, or your friends or your family. So the Gazelle card also calls you guys to ease up a little bit, like be aware of what's going on and be aware of the energy that's around you, but also allow yourself to enjoy the moment, especially if you're not like in immediate danger. Like staying, I know you guys, because for some of you, I hear some of y'all already saying, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. I get it. I get it. But staying ready all the time, I get it. But also allow yourself to enjoy it. Like, you can stay ready and still enjoy the moment, and still enjoy what's going on around you. You don't have to be hyper vigilant and hyper focused on every single thing. Just allow yourself to relax just a little bit. Just a little bit. To the point where you can actually enjoy the time that you're spending with your family or with your friends or with your loved ones. The back card is my letting go card and my death leading to rebirth. I'm hearing, actually, I'm going to look up when is the next full moon, because the full moon in the back card is drawing my attention, and I feel like for a lot of you are going to be releasing and purging on the full moon. Full moon 2023. Let's see. Let's look at the full moon schedule. Oh, we have a full moon on February 5th. It's called the snow moon. All right, let's see what sign it's going to be in. Full moon, February 2023. Oh, it is going to be in Leo. So a lot of your emotions may be coming up, especially around your childhood, that you're releasing. A lot of outdated beliefs, a lot of shame and guilt surrounding your childhood you're going to be releasing. Next we have the abundance flowing in a card with the 888 at the bottom. Also, as a reminder, because we have 4 cards with synchronicities on them, the abundance is flowing in. The only constant thing is change. You're a magical ass being, and then the give a little, get a little, with the 888, 555, 777, and 666. Please make sure you guys are tapping in, however you tap in, and asking your spirit team what they are trying to communicate with you when you are seeing and reading these synchronicities or angel numbers or whatever you want to call them. It is amazing that you know the general and generic meaning, but whenever your spirit team is trying to contact you or communicate with you, they are trying to send a specific message to you. So please make sure you are tapping in and asking what they are trying to say and what is it in reference to. Also, just to give you a little hint, the thing that you are thinking about before you see the synchronicity is probably what they're trying to tell you or give you messages about. Okay. All right. The abundance flowing in card. Cappies. Cappies. My lovely, lovely Cappies. Abundance does not always mean material or monetary gain. Abundance can look like a plethora of things. It could be a new job opportunity. It could be you leaving one place and then getting it's like, okay, how can I say this? Or what analogy can I use? It's like you're working at a corner store and you want to own your own corner store, and then you get the opportunity to own your own corner store and run your own corner store after being under the tutelage of someone else. So your abundance can come into different forms, in forms of opportunities, and it can be monetary. It could be like you working more hours or getting more clients, and in turn you're getting more money. But it doesn't always have to be monetary. You could Someone could pay for you to go on a trip. Or be like, you know what? I got this free trip. Here you go. You could win a trip somewhere. You could win free gas for a month. Don't know. But I'm being heard to tell you guys that abundance isn't always monetary. So, the only constant is change. I am automatically hearing, it's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. You guys have been waiting for this change, and you're at like this precipice of change, but I feel like you guys are scared of it, which is, it's normal to be scared of change, because you can be, or we tend to be afraid of the unknown. But your spirit team is telling you that you need to just take that leap, take that jump. Say what you gotta say. Do what you gotta do. Just take that leap. Pregnancy, I honestly feel like that card is self-explanatory. Some of you are getting someone pregnant, or some of you are pregnant. And I'm hearing for some of you may be asking yourself, is this the right person that I should be trying to get pregnant by? With daddy issues, I immediately got the Emily Sandé Daddy song stuck in my head. I'm gonna put that in the description box. I actually need to, I normally have like a pen and paper over here by me so I can write things down, but I'm just gonna type it up for myself because I don't have a pen and paper. Capricorn. Some of you, your dad either wasn't there, or yeah, for some of you, your dad wasn't there, and those issues, especially if you're feeling like you weren't properly taught how to be a man. Like you had to teach yourself how to be a man, or your mom was the one, or your grandmother was the one mainly teaching you how to be a man. But for some of you who have issues with your father, whether they're living or no longer living, you feel slighted. Like I'm feeling like, and you may, and it may not come up as anger at first, but you guys feel slighted. And it may not just be you, it may not just be solely you, it may also be your inner child that feels slighted. With the put a spell on you card, I'm hearing some of you done fucked around and you about to find out. Especially if you've been doing some fuck shit, I'm hearing. Now for others of you, I'm hearing someone could be putting like or trying to put like a love spell on you to keep you around. To keep you enticed, I'm hearing. To keep you enticed. Ooh, Jesus. We just gonna walk right up out of that, because You're a magical ass being. Act accordingly. I'm sorry. Back to the put a spell on you. Some of you may need to go see someone to get like a cleansing done. Yeah, some of you need to go get like a cleansing done. Next we have you're a magical ass being. Act accordingly. Sorry, no, going back to put a spell on you. For those of you, for the small amount of you who feel like because you're constantly thinking of this person, or they're constantly on your mind, you either could be pulling on their energy and they're responding to you, or they are pulling on your energy, and that's why they are on your mind. Okay, finally, moving on from that card and going to you're a magical ass being. Act accordingly. Stop doubting yourself. Like, this card is calling for you guys to affirm yourself and be more sure of yourself. Give a little, get a little. Make sure you guys are having forms of reciprocity in your relationships, whether they be romantic or platonic or familial. Give just as much as you take, and take just as much as you give. Make sure it is even, an even energetic exchange. You are giving your power away. You're a badass. Act like it. Put the fucking phone down. Too much screen time is making you awkward and sad. Go talk to a live person. Ask a fucking expert. Don't rely on your friends or the internet. Listen to a damn professional. Ooh. Some of you who your significant other is pregnant, or your significant other is pregnant, because I feel like this is for those who are male or identify as male, and are able to get women pregnant. Some of you are doubting that the child that this person is carrying is yours. And if you have another child, or if you have like a first child with that person, you're doubting that child is yours as well. Y'all is messy, Capricorns. Some of you, not all of you. I would advise you that if you feel this way, to go get a paternity test and to not take advice from anyone that is not an expert. I'm also hearing that for some of you, you may be taking medical advice from TikTok. Please don't. Please don't. Please use your discernment, okay? Please use your discernment about what is actually true. And if you have, especially if you are a woman, or you can give birth and you are with a child, and you are thinking about going the more holistic herbal route, please go see a herbalist, someone who is a licensed herbalist or licensed professional, so you know exactly what you can and can take, because some herbs are you can't use during like a certain point in time, certain points of your pregnancy. So please, 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 please go talk to a professional. Take a fucking trip. Go see some shit. Do new things. Talk to people cooler than you. Don't fucking force it. Allow that shit to come to you. Make better fucking choices. If you are pissed at where you are, then stop taking yourself there. And lastly, you are the best thing to ever happen to you. Go easy on your ass. Buy your own damn drink. And I feel like for most of you, especially for those of you who are perfectionists, or for those of you who are extremely critical of yourself, give yourself grace. Learn how to start giving yourself the same grace that you give others. Alright, what moon messages do we have? I'm not taking all these. Moon messages do we have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the weeks of January 29th to February 12th? What messages do we have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? What moon messages do we have? I'm not taking that one either. What messages do we have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? Oh. One more. And the flip. Can I get a flipper? No. One more, please. No, two more. Alright, I'll take it. I will take it. Alright, I have I know myself deeply and find myself worthy. Eclipse. Next we have I know my shadow side and I work to willingly transform aspects of it. The moon goddess Hecate. I have power, it is real, full moon, and every day I bring radical self-love to my mind, body, and spirit. All right, Capricorn, that is your reading. I will see you later. Bye.